is picking up a very tough fight because Canelo should be stronger, face bigger guys, should be able to take his punches, has good defense. He talked about Castaño, how Castaño was able to put pressure on him, and he thinks Canelo, can put better pressure on him or some kind of thing like that. Listen, first of all, let's get this out of the way. Castaño and Canelo have two different styles. Castaño is hyper aggressive. Canelo is not as aggressive as Castaño. That's the first thing. Canelo's much more poised, box more, etc. Two, Jermell Charlo wanted to face Canelo since 154. Canelo's not much different in weight-wise, than he was at 154. Canelo was fighting at 154 on fight night at around 175, 178 pounds. Okay? So Canelo ain't much heavier than that. He's maybe 184, 183 when he goes into the ring. Canelo's not much bigger than that. Okay? Jermell Charlo is a huge 154 pounder. It's just amazing how he even shrinks himself down. Again, a lot of discipline, a lot of workouts, constantly burning energy to keep within the range where he can make 154. Probably loses about 20-something pounds to get down to 154, maybe rehydrates back up, maybe 20-something, maybe less, rehydrates back up to. But I think he comes into the ring at around 170-something pounds. All right? Now, Timothy Bradley, his argument is that Jermell Charlo is a smaller guy because Jermell Charlo obviously faced guys who were smaller than what Canelo has faced. Canelo's faced, light heavyweights. And so Timothy Bradley's thinking that because of that, Mel Charlo would have a very difficult time with Canelo. But I don't think so, because Mel and Canelo are both about the same size. Mel can really pack a punch, and I do believe he'll carry up his punching power when he gets to 168, because now he doesn't have to dehydrate as much. Okay, so Mel will actually get more power. He'll have a little bit more size, and he'll function just like Mel. He's going to be very dangerous with Canelo. Canelo's going to have to respect his power. I think Mel is going to be just fine. He is not getting a tune-up fight, but he doesn't need a tune-up fight. He's going straight into this fight. Mel thinks he can beat Canelo, and I think I know why. There are two reasons. One, Canelo's foot cardio. He can't keep up with a fighter whose feet are very agile, and the cardio of the feet, or the activity of the feet, is much more than he can handle. So that's one big, tremendous boxing advantage Mel will have. Mel will be in tremendous shape, so Mel will be able to take the punches that Canelo will throw at him, because Mel will be sparring light heavyweights and super middleweights and heavyweights. He'll be sparring those guys to build up his strength and make sure he has his punch resistance and everything in order. So this is not something Timothy Bradley is talking as if Mel was never in the same weight class with Canelo. This is not the same. Mel is around Canelo's size. He's around Canelo's size. Walk around, and even on fight night, Mel's around about the same size as Canelo. Mel comes in like 170-something pounds. Okay? Castaño comes in 170-something pounds. So the fighters between 168 and 154, they're round about the same size. At least the small guys, not David Benavidez. David Benavidez is much bigger. Probably comes in, 190 plus pounds, on fight night when he's coming in to fight. But Canelo tops out at 183, 184. He doesn't come in any heavier than that. Okay, Canelo is not a big super middleweight. In fact, Canelo is not a true super middleweight. Canelo is one of those guys, again, that moved up in weight. It's kind of like Floyd fought Miguel Cotto. Miguel Cotto is really a 140 pounder, right? Started off at 140 pounds. That's what he really is. And he moved all the way up to middleweight. But, Miguel Cotto is not this big middleweight. He's not a full-fledged middleweight. And that's what a lot of people need to understand. Canelo's not a full-fledged super middleweight. That's what you guys are forgetting. It's not like, shout out to Jason Williams. Peace to you, brother. It's not like Canelo's this full-fledged super middleweight. He's not. right? He really is a 154 pounder, came up from 154 pounds. This is why Jermell Charlo can deal with him. Now, Jermell Charlo may not be able to deal with a full-fledged middleweight like, say, a David Benavidez. You need a little time to acclimatize to that, because David Benavidez will probably be coming in 190 plus pounds when he comes in to fight at 168. So David Benavidez is a much bigger guy. But Canelo's not that much bigger than Jermell Charlo. And I'm surprised that Timothy Bradley is saying all of this. Yes, Jermell Charlo hasn't fought in the ring. He probably sparred, but he hasn't fought in the ring 168 pounders. So, Canelo will have that advantage over him, and also the fact that he also faced 175 pounders. But if you have defense, all that Canelo will be doing will not break down Jermell Charlo. People talk about Canelo's power. I mean, he's got more power, yeah, but what I mean? If you got power, but you can't land what you want to land, you can't score what you want to score, you can't hit what you want to hit, it doesn't really matter. All right? And we saw Canelo going... He went the distance with John Ryder, and John Ryder's a very strong, very fit 168 pounder, no doubt about it. But John Ryder ain't no, hitter quitter. He ain't this super strong guy. And Ryder was giving Canelo problems coming to him, taking the fight to him. So, to say that Canelo, wouldn't have a lot of difficulty with Mel Charlo, because Mel Charlo's footwork is just, it's way more advanced. And people feel that Canelo's just going to walk through Jermell Charlo and beat him down. No, that's not going to happen at all. Not at all. The question will be, will Mel have something to make Canelo, think twice about coming in and closing the distance? That's the question. Canelo's going to treat this like a boxing match. He's going to try and put intelligent pressure on Mel, and Mel's going to use all kinds of tools that he has in his tool bag, because Mel's very, very, very skilled. All kinds of tools in his tool bag to set traps for Canelo as well, and walk Canelo into his traps. So, y'all making it sound like, this fight's better than the Erislandy Lara versus Canelo. This is going to be a tougher fight than that. And just because Mel is coming up from 154 really doesn't guarantee to Canelo that this is an easier fight, because he has the size advantage. This is not Errol Spence versus Terence Crawford. This is not that. Right? Canelo wasn't campaigning at 168 all his career. He wasn't doing that. All right, he's not a true 168. He's a 160, 154 pounder, but he ain't a 168. I can tell you that, right? So, he's campaigning at 168. He's kind of like a Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao's true weight was 140 pounds, right? Floyd Mayweather's true weight was 140 pounds, right? They weren't true welterweights. Juan Manuel Marquez wasn't a true welterweight. They could pack a punch, but they're not true welterweights. You got it? So this is the same thing with Canelo. Canelo's not like Errol Spence. Errol Spence is a true welterweight. Terence Crawford's not a true welterweight, but he's acclimatized to welterweight. You understand? It's a big difference. That's why Mel jumped at the opportunity, because he knows he could win this fight, because he's got the tools to win this fight. And he has the power to win this fight. Trust me, he has the power to keep Canelo honest, and he has the power to, and he's accuracy as well. He's sharp with it to really, because he's been putting guys down. He's putting guys to sleep with one punch at 154. That tells you he's got power way beyond 154. Way beyond. He ain't going to have that kind of power at 168, but what I'm saying is, he going to have power to keep Canelo seriously honest. Unlike John Ryder, unlike, Callum Smith, who couldn't find his range, unlike, Caleb Plant, who got decent power in his left hand, but he don't have that hit or quit. Mel got the hit or quitter power. Mal said Mel hits harder than him. Mel hits harder, and Mel was at 154. Just imagine him getting to 160. He got that kind of power to make Canelo think twice before coming in. He does have that power, and that's at 154. Just imagine him, not have to cut all that weight, so he's not so weight drained, and lighting it up at 168. Mel got that kind of power, and Mel's a guy who goes in for the kill. He gonna try and stop Canelo. Trust me, if he gets the opportunity, he can try and stop him. So, of all the opponents that Canelo could pick, I'm gonna say this, I really mean it, Mel is the most dangerous. Benavidez is a big guy, right? But Benavidez has his foot activity is not like Mel. Mel can dance, Mel can box, Mel can move, Mel's that kind of dude. He can catch you with a shot as you're committing to come in. So Mel's that kind of dude. Whereas, Maul's not that kind of dude. See, Mel jumped at the opportunity while Maul didn't jump at the opportunity. You understand what I'm saying? Maul didn't go at Canelo. Maul's hanging back. Mel wants to go at Canelo one time. He's like, food. I don't care what weight class it is. I'm there. He ain't much bigger than me. You know what I mean? Mel understands what's going on. Mel understands boxing. And I'm telling y'all right now, Mel's not no guy to play with. And y'all gonna see that when Canelo comes in against Mel. I'm not saying Mel gonna smash him, but Canelo's going to, after he tastes some of what Mel put on him, he gonna be more cautious. He gonna be more careful. He gonna be more elusive. You know what I'm saying? He gonna use a lot more of his defense. He gonna test Mel. He gonna go in there trying to steamroll him, and he gonna get hit with something. And he gonna realize, no, I can't just press this dude like that. He gonna learn that real fast, okay? Because Mel ain't no guy to play with. I think Mel's a better fighter than Erislandy Lara. I think Mel, of the two Charlo twins, Mel's the much more skilled of the two of them, much more versatile of the two of them, But Mel like to bang a lot now, and use his power and get guys slept, put them to sleep. Mel want to do that more than anything else now. So you can be guaranteed when Mel goes in there to face Canelo, if he hurts Canelo, he's going to go in for the kill. But I think Canelo has good enough defense to handle that situation. But nonetheless, that's what Mel will do. And if he sees Canelo fading in any way, if in any way Canelo's fading against Mel gonna go in for the kill. He gonna punish Canelo. Okay, y'all thought Bivol looked bad. Y'all gonna see what I'm talking about. Mel is 6 feet tall. Mel's 6 foot, I think 6'1" or 6 feet tall. Mel's a big dude. We talk about big Charlo, but Mel's a big dude. He just shrunk down to 154, and he been keeping it. He has the discipline to stay down to 1. But Mel's a big dude, and y'all gonna realize that real quick. Canelo picked. He don't even understand what he just did. He picked a live dog. A dog that will fight him. Okay? But will fight him intelligently. So y'all gonna see what I'm talking about. This is not one of them fights that y'all think, Timothy Bradley talking about being a mismatch, Clarissa Shields is all scared, and I'm like, what are you talking about? They're the same size. What are you talking about? Yeah, Melo faced much bigger guys, so when Mel is preparing, he's going to have to deal with that and deal with Canelo's power. But other than that, Mel's a sturdy dude, man. Mel's a sturdy dude. Jason Williams says, should Mel try to bulk just a little for power and absorb Canelo's power? Yeah, of course. He's going to be weight training in the gym and sparring much bigger guys, and that's what you do. That's what you do to prepare for a guy who, is a body puncher, 1, 2, has really, really good power. Really good power. And you're going to be coming up. Remember, you're coming up in weight to meet him. So, yeah, of course, you're going to have to do some cardio and weight training and stuff. But you see, the thing about it is, you got to understand something. Mel been functioning at a fraction of what he really is. He been trying to wring out, how as much of his power as he could at 154. Because you got to understand, when he doesn't have to cut all that weight, remember, he's cutting weight. It's not that he's remember, when he's sparring and stuff, he don't have to cut no weight. So he at full 170 something pounds, 180 something pounds. So with the nutrition that he's going to use as fuel, and then the nutrition that we use to build him, and then the strength and conditioning that they'll apply specifically to deal with 168, he gonna be ready. Remember, boxing's a science now. Guys ain't just eating for eating's sake, and they really put it down to a science. So they know exactly what they need to do to deal and handle Canelo's power and strength at 168. They're gonna do the necessary to make sure they're in position, and then they're gonna be able to handle whatever the situation is that's presented in front of it. But you can be guaranteed. Remember, y'all was talking. It's not y'all that was talking about Errol Spence versus Canelo. Well, then, if Errol Spence is going to be facing Canelo, why Jermell Charlo can't face Canelo? I don't understand this. You know, Errol Spence is smaller than Jermell Charlo, ladies and gentlemen. Errol Spence is what, 5'9", 5'10". Jermell Charlo 6'1". Errol Spence is the same height as Canelo. And you see how big Errol Spence is, right? Errol, again, they've been using the science of boxing and all of that to keep him at welterweight. He's a big dude. Errol should be fighting, as he said, at 160, 168. He should be fighting up there. All right? And even more so, Jermell Charlo. They just been really, you know, he's been staying on a strict diet and regimenting himself to keep that weight, to stay down at 154. But he's a much bigger guy. And that's what people are not getting. This fight's a real fight. Now, Canelo's banking on Jermell Charlo not having faced in the ring, in the pros, with 8-ounce gloves or 10-ounce gloves, I think it is, these bigger guys, you know, 168 pounders and 175 pounders. But that don't mean nothing. It don't mean nothing. Trust me, it don't mean nothing. Right? Shane Mosley didn't have all that experience at welterweight when he jumped up from lightweight and beat Oscar De La Hoya. Jumped up 2 weight classes too. So what? You know what I mean? If you've got the strength and you got the strength and conditioning to match the other guy's strength and power, and you got your defense together, then it don't matter. It's about skills. It's about skills. Now, is Canelo more skilled than Jermell Charlo? I don't think so, but we will see. That's what it's all about. So we will see. You know, but I got Mel all day, every day on that matchup. It's a good matchup. Jason Williams says, those same people claim Errol beats on Jermell in sparring. I don't believe it, and definitely don't think Errol will beat Jermell in a real fight. Well, Jermell, man, Jermell is a skilled boxer. I keep on telling people this. Y'all getting it twisted. Jermell is a skilled boxer. Anyway, he gonna have to box a little bit more. He gonna have to get Canelo tired. He gonna have to make Canelo move his feet. He gonna have to set traps for him. So if you're going to do a fight like that, kind of what he did with Castaño in the second fight, where he inches away, and how he used his body and how he was able to smother certain things that Castaño was doing and walk him into certain shots, and basically use his body to push him back when he wanted to push him back and stuff like that. And if he controls him with certain techniques that he has used with his forearm, as he did with Castaño, all of that he can use with Canelo. And like I said before, Canelo's not going to be that much bigger than him. If he is bigger than him at all, Mel might come in heavier and bigger than Canelo, longer reach, everything. You know what I mean? Because the only reason Mel stayed at 154 is because Maul was at 160, and Mel didn't want to be in the same weight class with Maul, right? So, you know, Maul was supposed to take up this challenge, and Maul didn't take up the challenge, so Mel did it for Maul. Mel said, "Hey man, Maul, you playing, bro," and he jumped up. He jumped at the challenge. You know, so Mel's staying at 154 only because of Maul. Otherwise, Mel would have been at 160 already, right? And he still has to move to 160 because Errol gonna be moving up to 154 very soon. But Errol's talking about coming up to 160, 168. He's thinking of skipping 154 and going up. Think of Bernard Hopkins. Bernard Hopkins went from 160 to 175. Didn't he not? Did he not? And he didn't have no problems. So you got to understand, Bernard Hopkins, a big dude. He stayed disciplined. That's how he was able to stay at 160. But he's a bigger dude than 160. You get it? So, you know, he skipped 168 and went to 175. You know? So, I mean, you know, James Toney, he skipped cruiser and he went all the way up to heavyweight. Right? He did win. I think we came back down to cruiser and won a title and then went back up to heavyweight. But what I'm saying is, you know, these guys skip weight classes because they actually walk around, and even at their fighting weight, they heavyweights already. You know, or they this or they that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just that you're staying in these lower weight classes because your body can make the weight and you're moving up slowly to pick harder and harder punches. But that's not absolutely necessary at this time. You know what I mean? Anyways, man, that's what I got to say. I'm what you need. I just wanted to clear the air on that because I think a lot of people out here, they not really. I sometimes I hope that the people in boxing would, you know, educate the fans properly. You know, but man, we got people saying all kinds of dumb stuff, man. Timothy Bradley is a great boxing mind, but the way how he's talking, like he's bracing, like he thinks Jamel's gonna have a hard time. I told y'all, the problem with Canelo is his foot cardio. Can't maintain that activity. He should have been doing foot drills like crazy to deal with Charlo, and he's still not doing that. So he got to. That's his flaw. He only work in bursts. He's explosive like Duran for a moment, and then that's it. A guy who can really box like Bevo, like even what's the kid name? Caleb Plant. Even Caleb Plant. They gon' always have an advantage over him. He always gonna be a step behind. But, you know, guys like Beterbiev and Benavidez, they're food. Canelo can beat those guys because them guys, they don't move their feet as much. Even though Beterbiev, he moves his feet, but he's still slow. I mean, he's reasonably fast, but he can't maintain it for 12 rounds. You saw what happened with Anthony Yard, right? Anthony Yard started to beat him up because he was slowing down, right? He can't maintain that, right? But guys like Charlo, Andre, you know, boxers, guys who can move the feet, Bevo, you know, Mal, they're going to give Canelo problems because they move their feet a lot. You know, or they move it just enough to keep you at bay or keep you outside of where you're supposed to be positioned. You out of position. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, anyways, that's what I got for you guys. Don't forget to smash the like button. Don't forget you can also donate via PayPal. I'm going to catch you guys later. I'm what you need. Peace.